Oh, dear me. Ah, absolutely. Yeah, that's class, that, like. Absolutely. Absolutely mint. Love it. 11.5 out of 10 for that. Go on, son. Hey, well done. You should get on and join in. The Mackem Cabbie Jan and Davey show. Right, so hello, welcome to the Davey and Mackem Cabbie Monday Night Show, and I'm just going to get the setup right so we can see your face properly, Davey. So just give me a second here. Where am I? So how are we doing? Just bear with us a second. I am just editing this. Oh, we'll have to start again with that. Hold on. I did have the right window capture on, but for some reason it's gone back off again. So how you been doing, Davey? Ah, it was mental, wasn't it? Ah, I know that. I know. I was listening to it today, Davey. I'm just editing your picture, mate, so I can see you here. Yeah, I know it's a bit like doom and gloom, isn't it? I mean, you got to get carried away, Davey, haven't you? Right, hold on a second. Yeah, I know. So, what was the atmosphere like, Dave? That's good to hear. Oh, they have, I. There we go. Oh, God's sake, absolutely. It was just great to see all right the way through. It was just absolutely fantastic. Just gonna say hello to some people on the chat. Gary Hoyle says, where are we at? Carrick post-match whinge about Try Hume not getting sent off. What about Lathy's naughty little challenge on Miendo, was it? Late on, I suppose. He missed that. It's just sour grapes, in it, from... Oh, God, aye. Absolutely. Eh? Why, of course he is. But they didn't offer anything. Middlesbrough. Now, Ken Walton says, good evening to you both from a very wet boot. Let's have some good crack amongst great people. Cheers, lads. Welcome, Ken. And Gary Hoyle. David Joblum, hello, mate. Next 3 games says 9 points. Go on. Davy's voice is low. Thanks for letting us know again. I'll turn him right up. There we go. You should be loud and clear now. Thank you very much for reminding me on. D Hall. SJ says, I take it we're about to sign this Connolly then. He's supposed to have an attitude problem as well. Hopefully that doesn't affect the team. Can't hear you, Dave. Yeah, you should be able to now. I've turned him right up. Dougie Stewart says hi.
Hello.
Dougie Stewart says hi, Cabbie and Davey. Colin Major, hi Stewart. Can't hear you, Davey. And Dougie says can't hear you, Davey, but you can now because I've turned him right up. So, what does everybody think about Davey's background now? He's getting flash, isn't he? Look at
that. Getting all posh and everything.
Aye. No, I was listening to Radio Newcastle, like, and it's very sort of. Oh, how weird, man.
I know.
Hard work.
you've got to get carried away, man, during the good times, man. That's what it's all about.
Oh, of course it was. Absolutely. So did you expect more from Middlesbrough? I mean, to be honest with you, is it the case of fact like Sunderland that just defended spot on? I mean, how good was that MACKEM?
Aye. They all defended well. Even Patrick Roberts, Mundell, they all done a job like defending and all. But I didn't expect anything different from Middlesbrough. That's how Middlesbrough play. Every game they can't change.
No. That Luke Ayling's a dirty bugger, mind. I mean, he knew what he was doing there. Well, Mundell. I mean, look, I can see the reason why a lot of fans saying it was a penalty, and I can also see the reason why the referee chose not to. There was a definite hand on the back, but I just think there wasn't quite enough from Ayling.
Right. Very rarely do referees give penalties for pushes. Very rare. Because there's only two people in that ground now if he's pushed them in the back, and that's the bloke pushing him and the bloke that's receiving it.
Yeah.
Because you can put your hand on somebody's back, but not push them.
That's right. And it is a contact sport.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Pixelrich says, Davey, your background is back to front. Because it says Sunderland the other way around.
But it's not. But how do you do that? Because on the wall it's the right way around. Are you supposed to hang it up the wrong way around?
No, there'll be a way to do it. I'll have to look into it. I'll be able to flip the image. That's not a problem.
Right.
That is not a problem at all. Wait a minute. Oh no, that's that picture. Oh dear me. So I mean, right decision, man of the match. Do you think for Riggy Boy?
No. So I tell you who was man of the match by an absolute street, and we're worrying about losing Rig in a transfer, right? But Job was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I know. It's what stood out for Job?
He's all over the pitch, and he's just driving. He's driving. He wasn't like this last season. He was eye tidy on the ball, but he's driving forward now. He's tackling back.
Yeah, because a lot of people.
He was absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah, Dave, you're upside down now. But yeah, I mean, just because he's not like banging the goals in, doesn't mean the fact he's not playing well. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, Stuart, he's the big difference this season. I'm telling you, he's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
we would miss him not being there. Like,
really?
Oh, Stuart, I watch me football, till the cows come home. And Job has come on an absolute ton since this manager came.
He seems to have got a lot out of all the players, doesn't he?
Aye, he has. I mean, even Job's bulked out. He looks stronger. He knocks everybody off the ball. There's nobody can get near him. He's just a total different player.
Aye, it was good. It was good to see. I mean, I'm pleased at the fact like the bounce back from that Plymouth defeat. The heads hasn't gone down.
Yeah.
And I know it was only a 1-0 win, and it could have gone. It might have been a different game if Middlesbrough scored that header earlier on when they came because the first few minutes, wasn't it?
The first goal's massive in Championship football.
Oh, absolutely. But it's about taking your chances. Sunderland did. They didn't. It's as simple as that. And we've been there many times.
Right. Look at the way Middlesbrough played is the way we played a lot last season.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember when we played Cardiff, we had about 80% of the play, but we couldn't score.
No, we couldn't. But even though 1-0 and it's usually nervy, like the last 20 minutes, I wasn't really nervous. To be honest with you, I just thought we looked so organised at the back. Every time Middlesbrough came forward, we were just closing the door. We were cutting out passes. Metham especially. Every time there was a ball played in the middle, Metham was there cutting it out. It was.
Can you remember? Can you remember Patterson making a save? I can it.
No, apart from that. Well, it wasn't the save when it hit the bar.
No, he missed it. It went out for a goal kick.
Goal kick. I didn't touch it.
Well, the stats say that they had one shot on target, but I can't remember it.
I can't either. I can't.
No.
I'm going to read some more comments here. Gary Hoyle says Davey's gone up market. And D Hall says Davey Studio. Dougie Stewart says will soon be the Davey and Cabbie show with the posh background. SJ says, is Rigg still worth £80 million, Dave?
Whether he's worth it or not, you'll be able to get it. There's a long way to go. He'll be here I think he'll be here for another season. Easy.
Pixel Rich says, edit via camera. Yeah, it's done. I've done it this end. Pixel Mitch, no problem. Dougie Stewart says, would agree with Davey about Job. Gary Hoyle says, Job is hungry. And Barry Rutter, hello Barry, how are you doing? It's a name I've not seen on the chat, hope you're well. His man of the match for me was Patrick Roberts. Patrick Roberts had a good game, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, I rang up on Friday night and spoke to Benno, and I says, that's where our danger will come from, Roberts, because their left back's a bit iffy like. I thought Mundle would have struggled more than he did against Luke Ayling because he is a experienced fullback. But I thought Mundle had a hell of a game and all. Every
time Mundle got the ball, he was causing panic in the Middlesbrough defence.
Stuart, he's got great control of like winning the ball, turning and running like. Brilliant.
Well, I know. He very nearly got us a penalty, didn't he? In the second half, when he twisted and turned. Did you see his control of the ball where he quickly went left, right, and he got a free kick.
It's good, like.
And it was very near.
I agree. Roberts is back on score. Like Roberts is like he was 2 years ago.
Oh, aye. I mean, he was so unlucky, wasn't he, with that effort from like his 20-yard trademark shot. You know, and I don't know if you noticed, but when Robert took that shot, he just so much clipped it lightly with his other foot. I don't know if you noticed that, but I seen it. He just clipped it out with his other foot, but he didn't mean to do it, and I think it just knocked him a little bit off. But apart from that, it was a quality effort, wasn't it?
Aye.
Yeah, Dougie says the right way around now. Davey Walker, man of the match was Rigg. Pixel Rich says Dougie Stewart, thumbs up. Kevin Atkinson, whoever he is, he says, I'm in Glasgow and can hear me father without the mic. Looking good with your new light and background. Glad you took my advice, he says.
Aye, well done, son. He's always right, me son. Always right.
Absolutely brilliant, man. Love it. Absolutely love it. Dougie Stewart says, Borough never troubled us. Pato could have had a deck chair out again. And we've said that for how many games this season? At least 5 out of the 6.
We are.
David Walker, hello mate, how are you? Meffin had a superb debut. He did mine, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you get for getting a Premier League defender in. I mean, it was just routine, wasn't it? For Meffin, like.
I settled in straight away.
Straight away.
Right. Luke 19 was good now. Luke 19's had a good season, like.
He has. But this is where you've got to take your hats off to Regis Labrie, though. He's got that dressing room to a different level.
Why?
Do you know what I mean? He's got them all ticking.
Aye. I mean, I don't know if have you seen the Have you seen the video of when Rig comes in from the pitch into the dressing room?
I have, aye.
Oh, it's class, isn't it?
And they're all cheering.
He's just walking down the corridor, he's selling, he walks into the dressing room, the whole place stands up.
It's class, isn't it? And that's what you call team spirit, that, you know.
Aye, it's quality, man. Why aye?
They're loving it. They're absolutely loving it. John Nesbitt says, evening, guys. Hello, John. How are you doing? Stephen Jones says, evening, chaps. How are you doing, Stephen? Pixel Rich says, proper impressed with Meffin Mine. I don't think there was one fan that was not impressed with Meffin.
No.
Stephen Jones says, his potential is massive. So, yes. SJ Mundle was unlucky with the free kick. Let him take them instead of Roberts. And what was good about his free kick as well, because it was at an awkward distance, wasn't it? Where if it's too near, it's difficult to...
You can't get it over.
You can't get it over, like...
No.
But it reminded me of the Richardson rocket. That was similar distance.
He just whipped it, didn't he? Like, whipped it with power.
Oh, put it this way. If that was 3 inches either way, the keeper wouldn't have even seen it.
No.
Yeah, Mundle was unlucky with the free kick. Let him take them instead of Roberts, says SJ. We're 43 now coming into the chat. Of course, we'll have a few extra viewers coming in because there's no under-21 streaming tonight. There's usually an under-21s game. Sirkin was good as well, says D Hall. Sirkin had a good game, didn't he?
Well, there's nobody had a... You can't think of anybody who had a bad game. The only one... I mean, I didn't like pulling anybody up, but... Dan Neil's quiet, isn't he?
He's not signed a contract. Is his head turning, do you think, somewhere? I don't know if he's...
It's just... He's quiet. I don't know if you noticed. He never celebrated the goal with all them players, like.
No.
I didn't miss out, me, you know what I mean? Because I looked out, I thought, where's Dan Neil? I've looked at it about 4 or 5 times. He doesn't come jumping hour. And he normally does, doesn't he?
He does. I mean, I've noticed as well, when the players are signing the
miserable.
Aye. A lot of them...
You know when they walk down the stairs, when they get the blocks at the bottom and shake their hands? There's no from Dan Neil, is that?
No.
I'm pleased it's not just me noticing
No, it's not. I've seen him when he was signing the books. You got Pato saying, "Yeah, right, mate." Pato's
he couldn't be bothered with the kids, could he?
Nah, Pato's not Mr. Personality of the Year, but he speaks to them. You know,
he does.
But Dan Neil just goes, you know.
It just looked like he didn't want to do it.
I know. But this is down to Regis Labrie to put his arm round him and perk him up. I don't know whether Dan Neil's feeling a bit, maybe he's left out back because everybody's playing superb, and I don't know. But this is
like his job, which it is a unforgiving job he's got, like that, playing in that centre midfield deep role. It's a bit of a boring position, isn't it?
Oh, aye.
Because you can't get forward. If you look, Job's thriving in his new role because he's just bombing either side, left, right, through the middle, and Neil's sitting. He's doing a good job. You need somebody like that. But I fear that new lad's going to get Neil's place. Like, you know, is it Samuel or somebody?
Yeah. And I think Dan Neil, deep down inside, recognises this. You know, it's like, I'm under sort of pressure here. It's like, maybe he doesn't feel as wanted and stuff. But this is really just it's up to him to make him feel special and important. Because in the day, you didn't want anybody to be singled out. You know,
no.
But you've got to put
the summit not right, is that?
The summit not right. The summit not right with him at all. I mean, but you've got to put your best.
If you remember the Plymouth game, him and Trey Young were arguing on the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
So the summit not right.
The summit not right. But you can't blame Regis Labrie. He's got to pick the best out there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, without a shadow of a doubt. But yeah, you're not the only one to notice that, especially when he comes down the stairs. His head's on the floor, isn't it?
Marco Gabbiadini hasn't noticed.
God,
he's mud.
There's loads of chat coming in here at the minute. This is the best so far. Just trying to catch up. Kingfisher, hello, Kingfisher. How are you, mate? It says, smash the like button and subscribe. Help CABBIE out. Yeah, thank you, because I'm trying to get to 3,000 subscribers, and I'm only about 120 odd away from that, and I was hoping to get 3,000 subscribers before Grimbo. So, Thanks for all your help. John Nesbitt says, proper team performance, doing exactly what the head coach is asking of them. All's well right now, and it is, and this is what you've been saying, Davey, and it's a good thing to have. To be difficult to say, well, who can be man of the match? It's not often you get that.
I mean, they've been gone on about the possession. About we only had 36% possession. Been 2 or 3 games it's been like that. But even though we've only got that much possession, we look more dangerous than when we have 70% possession.
Aye, would he? Would he?
That hitting teams on the break suits that side
massively, and I've said all along, it's not about possession, Dave. Possession doesn't win you games. No.
It's about. I mean, I know Man City have 70% every game, but they've got the players that play that way.
Aye.
But I don't know if you watched yesterday's game.
It was laughable.
Man City had all that possession, right? But you know what it is? I couldn't see them scoring, could you?
No. Well,
they didn't put one ball in the box.
It was just left, right, left, right, left, right.
Right, left. It was,
It was like watching my windscreen wipers on a wet day.
Aye.
That's all it was like.
They refused to put the ball in the box.
And I was just thinking exactly the same. Do you know what I mean? It's like, gan down the wing, put a ball in. Do you know what I mean? And what happens? What happens? They put a ball into the box and they score, Davey. Yeah. Arsenal could have sat there for 2 weeks. Just we're going to the right, we're going to the left, we're going to the right. That's all day long.
Oh, see my head in.
Dougie Stewart says, Hume is the worry with all the cards that he's picking up. That was a crunch tackle, that wasn't it?
Aye.
Is he a lucky lad to be on the pitch?
See, I've looked. I've never said no on any forums or out like that because everybody's saying red card. But I've watched it 4, 5, 6 times. He gone sliding in, right? And his foot's high, but his leading leg doesn't connect with the centre forward. Mm-hmm. It misses him, and it's his thigh and knee that clatters him.
Aye.
If you watch it,
I would say
the stud didn't hit him.
I would say yellow card, but I don't think it's a red.
I would, especially early in the game and all. Mm-hmm. They normally give a yellow, didn't they?
But this is showing the experience of the referees. The Premier League referee, I mean, how many Championship managers probably would have got itchy fingers and said red? You don't know. But it was definitely not a challenge, but to me it weren't a red, and I'm not just being biased here. Pixel Rich says, opinion lads, Mundle as a fab replacement for Jack Clark. And they said that on Talk Sport today as well. What do you reckon about that? Mundle, he seems to be fitting in nicely from Jack Clark, doesn't he? Mundle.
Who's talking about him on Talk Sport?
They were just talking about it. They were saying the fact, like, was a bit concerned at the fact that they thought Sunderland would struggle with selling Jack Clark, and they actually mentioned that Romain Mundle seems to be filling that place. No worries at all, if not better.
Well, he's a completely different player to Jack Clark because he's got pace.
Mm-hmm. He's a big bloke and all, isn't he?
If you notice, Stuart, when he goes past, he's got as much skill as Jack Clark, and when he goes past somebody, he goes away from them. Jack Clark always had to turn back, didn't he?
Yes.
He couldn't get away from them, Jack Clark.
He had to turn around, come back, or pass it backwards.
But if you notice, Mundle is away like.
He's away and he's in the box.
Got a good shot on him and all.
Aye, and you notice as well every time Mundle gets the ball, how uncomfortable. Just look at the expression of the defenders' faces. They're shitting themselves. Aye. They didn't like it. It's uncomfortable, and that's what we need. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like that's absolutely quality. Steve Jones, hello, Stephen Jones. He says I was a bit concerned with the lack of being able to hold on to the ball. Says Stephen Jones. Do you think about that, Davey? Do you think we didn't seem to keep hold of it for long periods of time? Of course, the stats show that Middlesbrough had most of possession.
Well, they had most of the play, but they weren't dangerous. Mm. They didn't hurt us at all. Never hurt us. It proves it when the keeper hasn't got a save to make.
Aye. I'd be happy with Sunderland having 25% possession all season. If as long as that 25 possession is lethal. Do you know what I mean? Gary Hoyle says, come on, lads, just shows you what unites what United's academy is like if there's no coming through and they're after Riggy. Yeah, there was. I seen a post. There was a picture of Ten Hag saying like we're not going to make the mistake by missing out on Joe Bellingham. You know, the gunning and the keeping an eye on Riggy boy to bring him in for January. But look, we're going to get that, and the more he keeps doing it.
I mean, I know money talks, of course it does. Rig doesn't look like he's ready to leave, like, does he?
Well, he's loving it. If we do sell him, then we'll want a deal to bring Ahmad, swap him for Ahmad as well. Well, that's what Sunderland should do.
Well, I get Ahmad with a loose change.
Aye, absolutely. But yeah, they were mentioning it on Total Sport today, weren't they? They were saying, you know, let's just hope we can keep hold of Rig as long as possible, and
we can keep all the job.
Aye, I know. But until they sort the wage cap out, this unfair crap where teams can just come in and pay what they want, wages wise, it's always going to happen. This.
Yeah. It's the model, isn't it?
It is. Christ, I can't keep up with these comments here. Bear with us a second. Andrew Moore says, "All right, lads. Hello, mate. Welcome. Welcome along, Andrew, lad." Terry Arkle says, "Inaudible from Davey, but the sound's absolutely fine. It must be at your end, mate." David Walker, hello, says, "Hume, one booking away from a suspension."
Yeah.
What's the score with that? If he goes so many games without a booking, does that reset itself?
No, he's got 19 games. The first 19 games, if you get 5 bookings, you're suspended. So right. he's going to hit that, isn't he?
Yeah, without a doubt.
So he's suspended for 1 game, then he starts again.
Aye, thought so. Andrew Moore says there's not many can take free kicks like that from that distance from Mundle. No, not at all. It was low, it was hard. I think they'd have to go there with a paintbrush and give it a lick of paint. I actually thought it was in. I mean, I was listening, I had the commentary on here, and even Gary Bennett, they just the minute he left his foot, they thought that was hitting the back of the net. And I heard the crack.
I thought Roberts in the second half was in and out.
Did you?
Oh, aye.
Where do you sit, Davey?
Behind the camera.
Do you?
Aye. With it obviously being side on it, you can't tell if they're gone in or not, can you?
No.
But he struck it lovely, didn't he? It was just like he's won against Watford.
It was. I mean, when Mundle took that free kick, I heard that crack off the post. I heard the noise.
Aye.
Wallop. Stephen Jones. Is Neil being affected by having the captain's armband, do you think? Good question. Is it too much pressure for him?
Aye.
I don't think he's captain material, Dan Neil.
No.
I don't know what you think about that, but...
Right. When I'm watching the game, I think Luke O'Nien comes across as a captain to me. Like.
Well, he does. I mean... We don't know what he's like behind closed doors, right? We're only seeing him, like I say, when he's walking down the steps and he's looking like that. You know, he might be completely different in the dressing room. So we can't really say, you know, how can he motivate the team if that's what he's like? But he might be a really shy lad in front of the cameras. He might not like it. He didn't know. But it's certainly shown on his performances at the minute. SJ says Gabbiadini is a Derby fan.
Oh, yeah, of course he is. He played for Derby, didn't he?
Aye. But he's got a soft spot for Sunderland, hasn't he?
Oh, well, yeah, God love me. I mean, he wasn't here that long, was he?
Derby, no. Where's he from?
No, I mean, Sunderland didn't play that long for Sunderland. It wasn't getting loads and loads of years.
Well, 3 seasons, wasn't it?
Well, that was it, about 3, aye.
Where's he from originally, Mark Warden?
York. That's where I live now, York.
Aye. But he obviously thinks a lot about the lads. He's on Total Sport.
Oh, aye. He's been on 15 years.
Do you know what I mean? So he's obviously got a soft spot for us. Ken Walton, hello mate, says spot on about Neil. Thought I was imagining things. We're not the only ones. Is your jacket in here, son? I don't think so. I'll have a look for it later. Just watch you don't knock my studio over, eh? Or I'll set Davey onto you. John Nesbitt says Dan Neil has for sure been tapped up, or he's paid off with the position he's asked to play in. Who knows? Yeah, we could be guess on that. You know, but it's up to Dan Neil, says Gary Hoyle, to raise his game, because if he doesn't, then he will just be sidelined. Unfortunately, it's a harsh reality. We've got to pick the best 11. And that's that. We cannot blame the manager for doing that. SJ says we could see MACKEM and Ballard at centre back, because it'll be a miracle if Hume. Yeah, I'll get that, son. It'll be a miracle if Hume doesn't get banned before the cut-off. Well, we've just said that, Dave, haven't you? So 09 will end up full back.
Yeah.
Stephen Taylor, hello, Stephen. See, all these messages are flooding in. Which is good. This is what the show's about. It's
you're getting more and more popular, man.
Both. It's they come to see you, Dave. You not me.
Right.
Steve Taylor, hello, mate. He says, hi guys. Got to disagree about Dan. Well, yeah, you're entitled to your opinion. This is what it's all about. He says, Neil might just be quiet guy. He did celebrate the goal on Saturday. I think he was the last one to celebrate. So he did spot that he did celebrate that one.
Did he? I've watched it a dozen times.
So someone says he did. Dougie Stewart. He says the West Brom game. Will Madger come back to haunt us? Hope not. Yeah, he's banging the goals for fun, isn't he, Madger?
Yeah.
You know,
they were lucky they won out against Plymouth.
I know that, I know. And it just...
Have you watched the highlights? Plymouth had loads of chances and all.
I know. And... You know, the... it just shows you, like, Sunderland's, like, won 5 out of 6. That's outstanding. In the second. So it just goes to show you, like, the margin for error. Do you know what I mean? I mean, West Brom, they've not lost yet, have they? That's why they're top. No. They've drew that one where we lost ours.
Yeah. But, drew against Leeds. Drew 0-0 against Leeds.
They're a funny side, West Brom, like. But they've always been there or thereabouts, haven't they? Every time they're in the Championship, West Brom are always knocking on the door somewhere or the other.
Big, strong side.
Aye, they are. John Nesbitt says, Davey, if you watch that tackle, the Boro player went in with both his feet off the ground. Studs shown. That's that Hume tackle I think he's on about. Someone else said that as well.
Yeah.
SJ says, when do we play West Brom then? Anybody on the chat can have a look at that.
It's not long.
Not long away. Jim N.
November. Maybe November.
November. But hey, if you want to push for promotion, bring any bugger on. It don't matter.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's... Jim N says Mundell looks like an upgrade and can shoot with both feet.
Right. That's what I like him, but he's got 2 feet, like.
SJ says Lath Nesbitt, I think he's replying there. Mackerman, hello mate. How are you doing? One thing is for sure, we have not missed Clark at all, which is pleasing. Yeah, we haven't, have we, Davey?
No.
You know,
I thought he's missed us because he's never been off the bench, has he?
He must be having a quick little glance of the live scores and seeing where we are, you know. And I know it's early days yet, of course it is. But, you know. But is he that bothered as long as he's getting his money? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's easy money for him. And I know a football player wants to play, but I don't know. This is the trouble, you see, how football is, it's too easy to get the money. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's wrong, isn't it? It's wrong.
What do you think, Stuart? How much do you think Chris Rigg will be on?
Oh, this is the same situation as like what Madger was, wasn't it, when he was at Sunderland? I would say similar to what Madger was on. He's just a young'un.
Right. He's just signed a contract. I would think he'd be. I think he'd be one of the highest paid, but. Can you imagine what his wages is going to go from now to if he signs for a top European side?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's how do you process that in your head? Like saying he's I don't know how much he's on. Let's say he's on something like $6,000 at Sunderland a week. Might not even be that.
Oh, beyond more than that.
More than that.
Beyond
More than that.
I would think he'd be on about 16, 17 grand a week.
15,
because he's
17
just
grand.
signed that contract.
He's just signed that contract.
Well, if he signed for Bayern Munich, he'd be on 170 grand a week.
You know, I mean,
just overnight. Overnight like that, just mind-boggling, isn't it?
Which player is going to turn that down, though?
Well, exactly. Well, it's out of his hands, isn't it? It's his representatives that make the decisions, not him.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, look, whether you're sunning through or through, and you're getting all this time, and you're getting put on the map, and that, nobody will ever know what's gone through his head when that gets offered. Do you know what I mean? No. It's just mad, isn't it? Well, once I've said again, if the wage cap came in, that would virtually stop all that. Do you know what I mean? If they say, well, how? Whether it will or not, I do not know. Steve Taylor says, please someone else notice Latte jumping on Hume. John Nesbitt, yeah, I have seen a few people say that. Jim N says, John Nesbitt, bros in the house. The bros are in the house. Barry Rutter, last season, 3 lads sat behind me, calling Job worse than crap. He's a young lad.
Oh, definitely, loads of people did.
I know. He's a young lad. He would come good. Hope his season's going to prove a lot of people wrong. For so far, it is, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
Colin Major says, I think Dan Neil could be on his way in January.
Aye, possible. I mean, I love Dan Neil, I do like, but there's just something not right. There's something not right, and they brought that. I don't know what his name is, Samu or somebody. And he's a like quality centre midfield player. So is he going to be his replacement? I didn't know.
But you think that might make him want to fight more, wouldn't you? To sort of want his place, like.
Right.
Yeah, Andrew Lewis says defenders have more to worry about with Mundell than Clark. Pace, power, and I was reading that until the advert frigging came on. Yeah, defenders have more to worry about with Mundell than Clark. Pace, power, and has scored with both feet so far. And it's what you said before. John Nesbitt says cost Man United £80 million plus. I don't know what's he on about there. Is he on about is that Rig going there? John Nesbitt 09 will take the right back place if he is suspended, which we've said. Gary Hoyle, you know, if our hierarchy could do things right years ago, our club could have been on par with the big boys. It's criminal for such a club. Well, it is, but I'm just pleased they're sort of getting it right now, which it is. I mean, it's still too early to call. Of course it is, but it's looking good, isn't it? There's somebody said on Total Sport today that there's something happening at Sunderland. You can definitely see the change.
It does look like there's a movement of change, like, and that manager's made the difference, like.
Yeah, and
he seems a clever bloke, doesn't he?
And how many fans were like a bit dubious? Oh, we got that last team relegated and all that, you know.
Well, I said to you, he'll either be the worst manager in the world or he'll be the new Arsene Wenger, and it looks like he's going to be the new Arsene Wenger.
Oh, fantastic, Gary Hoyle, Marcus from York, MACKEM, 1987 to 1991. Marco was with us.
Oh yeah.
Golden years, them though, weren't they?
Oh, fantastic!
I know they weren't long, but a lot happened in them years.
I always remember, I was absolutely devastated when he got transferred.
Aye.
And he didn't want to go either.
Where did he go? Was it
Crystal Palace?
I thought it was Palace.
In the Premier. 1.7 million.
I don't think he did.
I
don't think he did much at Palace, mind, did he?
No, I don't think he played. He might have played a dozen games and then he got transferred to Derby. It didn't work out for him, really.
And Frank Clennell, hello Frank, welcome mate. We've now got 50 people watching. That's amazing. Good. Thank you very much for everybody watching and tuning in. Could maybe get Joe Hugel in part X plus 60 million, says Frank. Steve Taylor again. I'm sure Gabba's from Nottingham. We brought him from York. Yeah, we got him from York City, didn't we?
Oh, he's a Yorkshire lad. He lives there now.
He was born in Nottingham, says Andrew Moore. D Hall. Liverpool was sniffing after Neil last season. I don't think he'd be sniffing anymore with Neil. But you don't know what's going on behind the scene. Hello, Cabbie and Davey, says Jack Reid. Welcome along, mate. Sorry we've not got back to you. We've just got so many messages coming through here. Dougie Stewart says, we are here to hear the Cabbie cat. Hope Alaska as well. Yeah, I phoned up today, but I didn't get in till sort of later, Sean, and they couldn't fit us on, which is fine. But I'm sure Alaska will be waiting with bated breath. Frank Clennell, after his game on Saturday, they can have him. So somebody else not happy with Neil. 26th of November, Jack Reid. Is that when we're playing West Brom, perhaps? Is that what he's on about?
Why, that sounds about
right. West Brom's on a Tuesday. 26th.
Yeah.
It's at our place, says Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gary Hall's also said 26th of November.
Next week we play Tuesday, Friday.
That's close together, isn't it?
Aye. Tuesday night and Friday night, Leeds. Friday night.
Oof. We always seem to play Leeds on a night, don't we?
Always.
I mean, we beat them last season at the stadium like 1-0. That was a night game, and then we drew 0-0 down there. That was also a night game.
That's right, aye.
So who have we got on the Tuesday?
Derby.
At Derby.
Both of them.
Are they really?
Right.
Bloody hell.
So if we could get 3 points this week, we've got 2 home games off the trot. Potentially to be pulling away at the top, do you reckon?
I tell you what, though, Watford have dropped, haven't they?
Aye.
Jim N says, I don't think Rigg is thinking about money. He just wants to play football, and we're best place for him right now. But like I said, yeah, it's up to Neil. It's up to Neil how much he wants it. You know, the place is there for him. I mean, let's not forget there was a place left open for him. He came straight in against Plymouth.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's not like he's getting left out. You know, he jumped straight in, didn't he? No hesitation. Yeah. John Nesbitt says, but
would you have getting straight back in if that's this new lad had been available, Samuel or somebody?
We don't know. I know.
The reason he got in is because nobody else can play that position, is there?
No.
They tried Job. Job done a good job, but you do want Job further forward, like.
Well, you do. Yeah, absolutely. Nice. John Nesbitt says, if Riggy goes, best of luck to the lad. We will be okay. We have the finances from... I forgot to say it. I'm reading these, and then all of a sudden an advert just comes up, and it just totally knocks us for 6. So bear with us a second. Yeah, if Riggy goes, best of luck to the lad. We will be okay. We have the finances from his sale. Then we can compete with the Sky Parachute boys. Right. And that's a good point. That I mean,
you'd get mega bucks for him, man. Even if he went next week, you're talking 40, 50 million. But you're talking mega bucks, like for put somebody to get, because there'll be a bit of a bidding war, wouldn't there? Because there'll be Man United, Chelsea, Newcastle, they'll all be in for him.
Yeah, and this is a good thing as well. We're saying like, we haven't got any parachute payments because we weren't in the Premier League, but we can get money elsewhere. And so far, you have to say we've brought in some decent players. What we've seen so far, and we've still yet to see. Yeah, SJ says, can't compete with wages, can we? He says, this is the problem with producing good young players and developing them. We're putting them in the shop window. We'll previously keep them if we were... we'll obviously keep them if we were promoted.
I don't know about that. You'll not keep Rigg even if you get promoted. No.
Where we at now? Andrew Moore reckons Riggy's on about 1,500 a week without bonuses. I don't know whether that's before his contract.
Oh, he's just signed a contract this summer, man. How do you think we kept him?
I know. Jim Nesbitt says, "Hi, Jim. Gary Hoyle. I meant in the 50s when when we were the Bank of England club." God, how that's changed now.
God love me.
John Nesbitt, if we get promoted, I believe the ground is to be extended to 63,000. And I don't know if you know this, but our ground is like a Meccano design. It's just lift off, extend, lift back on again.
Yeah.
So it is. I mean, how smart would that ground look? Rose ball all the way around.
Right.
63,000.
What did you think about the flag demonstration? It was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really good. Good display.
Right. It looks great when they're coming out, doesn't it?
It's fantastic. I mean, I presume that they recycle all them plastic bin bags again and put them away for next time.
Right.
When you think all that effort for literally just a few seconds, but it's for the cameras, isn't it? It's all to do with market. It's all to do with marketing, that, you know. It's all about putting the club on the map. People will be watching something from all over the world or whatever, and they'll see this stadium and think, "Wow, that looks impressive."
Yeah.
You know, that you know, there's a method behind it and all, you know, because it does look bloody good, doesn't it? Gary Hoyle says we could be on the crest of something special with Regi. El Bong, hello mate, how are you doing? Nice to see you along. He says, hello Cabbie and Davey, hope you are both well, lads. Neil will come good with Job and Rig beside him. Hope so. Gary, yeah, that's all we want. Gary Hoyle, Mark Hoyle was born in Nottingham 1968. El Bong's another one that says Job was awesome last Saturday, which he was. Stevie Taylor says, Dave, are you thinking about Alexic?
No.
He was
the
on the
central mid. The bloke that signed from France. He's played in the Champions League, and he's a deep lying central midfield player. He plays in the Dan Neil position, right in front of the centre halves. And look him up on YouTube. He looks out of this world.
So I think Alexic was on the bench, wasn't he? Were you surprised he didn't get on against Middlesbrough?
No, he doesn't like Martin changes Reggie, does he?
Well, why should you? I suppose.
No. He played for the reserves yesterday. He got 60 minutes.
Did he?
Alexic, aye.
Do you know what I like about Reggie is the fact, like, how cool he looks. Just like an Arsene Wenger type manager. Not there's any expression on his face. He's just standing there and he's absorbing everything in, and you know.
You know what else? You know what else I've noticed about him? He doesn't have Dodds or Proctor in his ear, ever.
He doesn't know.
No, never ever do they come up and say something to him.
Nah.
Which is, I like to say that, and it's all down to him, isn't it? If a gun's right or gun's wrong, it's down to him.
Of course it is, and let's not think of let's as well. It's the style of football we're playing is just brilliant to see. At the front and the back. Kingfisher says, please subscribe and smash the like button. Help Cabbie out. Cheers, Kingfisher, mate. Harry SAFC, welcome to the show. He says, if thinking January there will be all-out bidding war for Riggy. This is a maximum 50 million. Is 50 million a bit ridiculous for a young lad like that?
No, you want more, I think. I didn't think you got in January. I think it's next summer where...
A lot depends on what happens with us, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Andrew Moore says, that's in the contract, Davey. Don't forget, he's just turned 17.
What's in the contract?
I think he's on about something with Rig. That's in the contract, Davey. Don't forget, he's just turned 17. He'll get back to us on that, I think. Harry SAFC says, it's 65k if fully extended through the three corners, east stand and walk around. Oh, that's the capacity. You know, I've often thought that, will we ever see that stadium? You know, I tell you what though, they wouldn't far from fill it, would they? If Sunderland were really proving themselves in the Premier League.
Oh God, aye.
Do you know what I mean? Plus, you'd be able to bring loads of away fans up and all. It'd be class atmosphere, that.
Yeah.
Walker says, Harry, SGS same. D Hall says, same, Davey. Samed, Davey, what's on about?
That's him, Samed.
Samed, yeah. John Nesbitt says, yes, Harry, the South Stand has already been passed by the council to be built, when that's another matter. Mackem on a mission. Hello, mate. Get Davey in as Labree's number 2.
Definitely.
David Scott says, hi, lads. Hello, David. How are you doing? Hi, lads. He says, don't think they will not sell Rig in January. That's what you've just said. He says, they get more at the end of the season.
Definitely.
Of course. And of course, if he keeps performing like that and he keeps scoring wonder goals, this and that, the other, it's only going to go up and up and up, innit? Of course it is. Gary Hoyle says, Reggie is cool, calm and confident. John Nesbitt, Davey, there is only the coach allowed in the dugout front now, I believe, says John.
Oh,
I don't know nothing about that. I don't know about
that. You look at the other games and the coaches is hanging over everybody's shoulders, aren't they?
And that's all the messages so far caught up. It's only took 50 minutes. It's the biggest reply we've had so far. But like I said, this is what this show is about. It's about you lot out there. It's about us replying to every single one of you when we can. Getting you involved. Andrew Moore says, sorry lads, yeah, was talking about Rig's salary. Contract for total was 240k up to 2027. Works out about 1.5k a week. Also, he's talking about 240k over the next few years.
No. So what's he saying? He's on a week, a grand and a half.
He says, sorry lads, yeah, he says, we're talking about Rig's salary contract was for a total of 240k up to 2027. Which works out around about 1.5 a week. Who knows?
Okay. He's on more than £1,500 a week.
I don't know. It sounds low, doesn't it?
Oh, it definitely is.
I mean, what was?
He'd be on less than Joe Anderson. I'd be devastated.
What was mad, Joe? He was on pretty low, wasn't he? When we tried to keep, when we was like.
Well, look at Ross Stewart. Ross Stewart was only on about £3,000. But that was because he signed the contract when he was a nobody.
That's right. Aye. Mackem on a mission says, knowing the way the market is, it says it'll be 25 million with a big selling clause for Rig, like that Clark deal. Who knows? John Nesbitt says, yes, get Davey in that dugout. We need someone to pour the coffees.
If Rig does, Cabbie, if Rig does go up against a team that'll loan him back to us, that'll be handy, won't it?
Oh God, will it not? That
sometimes happens, doesn't it?
Aye. But I still think if it's the Man U carry on, I still think should be like, well, just chuck us Madjurawa, not Madjurawa, but Diallo, just chuck us Ahmad over. Do you know what I mean? Of course, whether Ahmad wanted to do that or not, I didn't know. But
he's in the team now, isn't he?
He's in the team now. Of course, he is.
We didn't want his replacement. Looking at Anthony because he's terrible.
Oh, awful, isn't he?
Oh, 80 million for him and all.
Ah, you know that. It was absolutely awful. SGS says Rig will definitely get a pay rise if we can somehow get him to sign another one. Of course he will.
Sign another one.
Yeah. Gary Hoyle says, has Reggie named his back staff yet? I don't think he has he?
No, he's still waiting for somebody.
What do we need a back staff if he's the way things are gone? Jim says, Speakman said offer to Rig was one of the highest ever, a law less than others offers right had. So Rig had, should I say. D Hall says 10 to 15k per week Rig must be on, surely.
Well, yeah, gotta be.
Yeah, Marco Born and Nucleum says Stephen Jones. SJ, how would anyone apart from people at the club know what the players' wages are on? No one knows, surely, what the wage slips are. MACKEM on a mission. We need Davey in the dugout to chase Dodds out the stadium of light. Yes, you're right, Stephen Jones. Marco played for us 1987 to 1991, the Golden Hummel years. Kev Atkinson says, all the talk of players being poached. What about the manager come the end of the season?
Oh, no. That's another thing.
You know, and that's a massive point, that, like, isn't it?
Because he'll not be on mega wages either, will he?
Oof. You know what would happen if a Premier League club comes knocking on the door?
I mean, what size contract is he on? I've never heard note of that.
I know. You know,
chase this up.
Nobody's thinking of that though, are they? It's like if you know, if he just gets us, if he does get us promoted in style, then the teams that are not happy with their managers and stuff, the likes of a West Ham or anything like that. Oh, freaking hell! I've been laughing at the Newcastle fans. You know, I was watching the chat when they were lost against Fulham, and loads of them are saying Eddie Howe out. This is absolutely awful. It's like, what have they been watching this season? You know what I mean? They were unbeaten until yesterday. They're mad. Absolutely nuts. John Nesbitt says, when there's a bidding war, the price could be really big. And that's what you said before, Davey. The big clubs get involved and the hammer starts to go down. We've got Steve Taylor says, according to Google, Rig is on 1,500 a week, 78 grand a year. So we'll have to Google it and find out, Dave.
Jesus.
Harry SAFC says, Man U in recent years have destroyed lots of players like Anthony when he was at Ajax. He was brilliant, now he's crap. Just seems to be something they're not happy with Thingy. But he has only got 5 minutes left of the show. That's gone fast tonight, Dave. We've never stopped.
Flew. It's flew.
What's your predictions and everybody in the chat? What do you think the predictions is going to be against Watford at Vicarage Road?
Tough game.
Tough game.
They've got a good home record, Watford, haven't they?
Yes. Didn't we lose the last Watford last time out?
Yeah, lost the last. Then it was late on the season when we were rubbish, wasn't it?
And then we drew, didn't we? 2-2.
We beat them at home, and we got beat 1-0 or 2-0 late on the season. Might have been the last away game anyway. I think it was.
But
and then we drew 2-2 when Bennett scored.
Juice and Bennett, that's right.
Aye.
I know we can say like it's not the best place for us to go, but I mean, the way things are going, I mean, look how bad we play against Middlesbrough, the record we have, and it was good to see. So under this fresh new team, this fresh new manager,
and we'll play the same way.
I'm gonna go. What score are you gonna go for, Davey?
I'll go for 2-1 to Sunderland.
2-1 for Sunderland. I'm gonna go 2-0 Sunderland. Steve Taylor says 2-1. Rig is priceless, no selling any money. Gary Hall, you can't worry about Reggie's contract. KLD will have that in hand. Ken Walton reckons 0-0. SJ says kicking bins, I was saying that's minging. Gary Hoyle, Hornets 1, SAFC 2. Regis Breeze on a 3-year contract, says Jim.
3 years?
Kingfisher says 2-1. Is that to us or to Watford? Colin Major says Sunderland are going to win 1-0. Andrew Moore says, think we'll do them, but won't be surprised if it's 0-0 either. SJ says, Watford will want to put their last result right, so it's going to be a tough game. Of course it will. 2-0 to Sunderland, Mienda back on the score sheet. MACKEM says 3-0 to the lads. A convincing 3-0 at Watford. That'll be good, wouldn't it?
Oh, aye.
John Nesbitt says 2-0 to Sunderland. SCFC, we are so confident right now. If we beat Watford, we are well on our way. I agree with Davey. It will be a hard game. I mean, let's face it. I mean, West Brom's going to slip up at one point. You know, what we're going to say, like, you're always going to lose a game. You know what I mean? I don't know who West Brom's got next.
Sheffield Wednesday.
They've got Sheffield Wednesday.
At Sheffield, though, so it's winnable for them.
Aye, it is, aye. Kingfish says, thanks for the stream, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button. However, the lads, take care, guys. Thanks, mate. Dougie Stewart says, be happy with a point at Watford. 2-0 to the lads, my heart says. David Scott, hello, mate, says 3-1. Sunderland. Gary Hoyle says, Watford had a couple of injuries at the weekend. So then that's just about coming to the end of the show. It's been
very good.
It's been good, and this is what we're wanting. We're interacting with you a lot. You know, we'll answer every single one of you as much as we can.
Yeah, it's great getting all them messages. It's really good.
It's and I think your background's done the trick, Davey.
It's just brought everybody on, isn't it?
I know. And your friend Pastor Alex from Uganda hasn't been on tonight.
What's happened to him? Or he hasn't been assassinated or out?
I don't know. But he said he was running. He said he didn't have many firelighters for his fire to keep him going. So I don't know whether he was.
Fire stick.
He's fire stick. Aye. So from me and Davey, I just want to say thanks for everybody who's popped in. There's been a steady 50 watching.
Cheers, lad. See you all next week and enjoy the match at the weekend.
Absolutely. Cheers, Gary. Dog walking time, Davey.
Yes, I'll get them out in the rain.
Aye. And tell your missus, she's done a great job of them curtains behind you.
Lovely. Oh, it's a towel. It's a towel I've got to donate it off my brother.
Did you? I hope it's
the
been...
only thing I've ever had off him. Only thing I've ever had off him. A towel.
Has it been washed, though?
Aye. Clean, aye. See you later, son. See you next week.
See you later, Davey. See you later, guys.